Hi everyone, my name is Robert Lawrence Valdez. Today is day 2 of my short story of being a cancer survivor twice to Hodgkin's lymphoma and a stem cell transplant recipient. I'm going to talk a little bit about stress and acceptance. Now that I'm able to reflect back on my life, being a 44-year-old male and going back to childhood, my teenager years, adolescence, until now, I believe that my cancer was something that I created myself because of stress, unnecessary stress and acceptance. As a child, I wanted to be accepted by my friends, I wanted to fit in. Stress being, I'm an OCD person, I have to have everything in perfect, and I have to realize that I'm not a perfect human being. I am imperfect. And, going to college, I was in my 4 year university at Pepperdine University. I was working my career at the time. I was in a toxic relationship, and I was trying to struggle, and I was struggling and doing too many things at once. I wanted to make everyone happy. I wanted to get the best grades. I wanted to be the best in my career. And at that, I had no balance. So I was trying to pacify and please everyone, and the person that was suffering the most was myself. you know, by me trying to make everybody else happy and putting myself to the back or to the side burner, if you will, I suffered the most. I held so much stress, and that stress caused me to be sick. They call cancer a disease. Opposite of that is ease. When you're at ease, you're comfortable, you're relaxed. And when you get cancer or any illness, it's called dis-ease. Um, so therefore, with my reflection, going back to college, I was trying to be the best that I could be at the university, Pepperdine University, working for a utility company at the same time. I would go to class 6 p.m. till 10:30 p.m., 11 p.m. at night, come home, do 2 hours of homework, go to bed 1:30, 2 a.m., wake up at 6 a.m. So I had about 4 hours of sleep. And this was a behavior and for 2 to 3, 4 years. And with that, I believe that my body lacked the necessary sleep, the energy, and by trying to be the best at university, being the best in my career, I believe that I suffered. On top of that, trying to be in a relationship. You know, how many of us try to be in the best relationship, try to make our parents happy, our siblings, our friends? We want to be accepted, we want to be loved. We're human beings. We all need love. We want to give love. We want to be heard. And I found myself completely lost. I had an amazing career, amazing friends, amazing family. But at the end of the day, I was still suffering because of the stress that I created. I've always wanted to be perfect, and I ask myself now, I tell myself now, what's perfect? We are all born imperfect. There's nobody that's perfect except for God. The universe is perfect, God is perfect. And I suffered so much trying to be perfect, trying to fit in. When I was younger, my teenager years, like all of us, we all want to be accepted into the right group of friends. We want to have the right clothes. We want to look nice. We want to live in the right house. We don't want to be discriminated against. We all try to fit in. So stress starts when we're very young. And that stress is compartmentalized in the back of our head. And it can stay there for many years. It can stay there for many years. So all the blocks of stress are just added on to our life from being a child. If you're bullied, I was never bullied, thank God, but the kids that are the recipient to those bullies, they add these blocks of stress. You're ugly, you're not good enough, you're fat, you're too skinny, you're too dark, you're too white, you're too dark. We all get discriminated in one form or another. Your house, look at your house, it's ugly, or your house is too big. So you can never pacify. We can never pacify everybody. And with that, we all get the stress blocks. And for me, those stress blocks started when I was a child, just trying to fit into the right group of friends, fit into the right, group, the sports, you know, trying to be the best baseball player, the best football player, although I didn't want to play the sports. I wanted to just write and be creative. So we tried to fit in, and from adolescence it went to the teenager years, being in high school. Now it went to the clothes. Am I wearing the right clothes? Will my friends accept me for the right shirt, the right pants? Are they going to laugh at me? Are they going to ridicule me? From high school, it could be so difficult and so daunting, life and kids and people. So from that, then you go to college and you take classes. I took classes and said, is this what I really want to do? Or am I doing it to pacify my parents? Am I doing this just because I'm supposed to? I didn't know. It took me a long journey to figure out what I truly wanted to do. So after college, finding a career. I'm going to go work for a company. I'm going to make X amount of money. And I'm going to go to school. And I'm going to graduate. And I'm going to graduate with honors. I'm going to challenge myself. And then at the same time, I still wanted to be loved. Being a gay male, I was ridiculed, laughed at, and discriminated against for many years. Something that a lot of people, gay people, understand. We talk about color today, nowadays, about black, white, Mexican, but as a gay person, we're discriminated no matter what your color is. Black, white, Latin, it doesn't matter. People will say the most horrible names. And on top of all the blocks of stress from childhood into adulthood, I had to figure out how to overcome that. And I didn't know how. So in 2010 is when I first got cancer, because there were too many blocks of stress built layer after layer after layer after layer, and it became toxic to my environment, which was my body. My body is my environment, and it became toxic, full of stress, full of memories that were bad, some good, but there were so many bad memories of just stress that I created and others created around me in my environment. So the stress and acceptance is important. We want to be accepted by ourselves, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our family, our friends. And we cannot pacify everyone. The only person that we can pacify is ourselves. Ourself. The only person that's going to love us the most is ourself. Which is why we have to acknowledge and accept the power that we have to overcome anything, whether it's cancer or any other disease. Cancer is not just a disease that I have or others. Cancer could be in the form of an alcoholic mother, an alcoholic father, a sister, a brother, a drug addict family member, a rape victim, molestation. There's so many forms of cancer that deteriorate our body and our soul. But my story is about having the cancer in my body, along with all of the other blocks that were either given to me from my environment or the ones I gave to myself. So I'm going to continue to talk about my story little by little. I want people to leave their comments if you like it, or if you don't like it. I want to hear what your thoughts are about what I'm sharing with you. Again, I'm not a perfect person. I'm imperfect, trying to be and live the best version of myself. And I get to share my story with you. So please leave your comments. Follow me on Instagram, Live for Life Now on my Instagram, or my YouTube channel. You can subscribe and follow, Live for Life Now. I look forward to your comments, your messages. I love you, and please stay with me during my journey, and I will do my best to share the most that I can and be vulnerable, because I am a vulnerable, powerful human being. I love you, thank you, and have a beautiful day.